couple days later, this is the first week I was working there. A couple days later, he asked me if I'd like to have a weekend job over at Kissin'. Not on the air, just running the board, playing someone else's voice tracks. I mean, what was I supposed to say? No? I mean, that's basically my dream. I wasn't talking on the air, but I was playing music, making people happy. And so I accepted the job, and I started the next week. This is 1 week after I started the Career Connection. I was on the air. I was working the board. So I started doing that, and I got many compliments from people who were working there. They were just amazed at how fast I was learning to do this stuff, and where I learned it. And I'd say, well, I'm going through this program called the Career Connection, and they were just amazed at how fast I was learning certain things. So time went on. I kept working the board, and I kept wanting to do more. I wanted to talk on the air, and I kept practicing. I'd drive down the road. Jimmy tells us we need to train our voices. We need to read billboards. So I'd drive down the road and just read every billboard that there was, or I'd talk whenever a song would start on the radio. I'd just talk over it and make it sound like that I was the disc jockey. I did everything to make my voice sound as good as possible. And so one day, the program director said to me, why don't you give me an air check tape, and I'll hear how you sound, and maybe I'll let you on the air. Okay, so I gave him a tape. I spent some time on it to make sure it sounded good, gave him the tape. Well, I started in January of this year, and right now it's May, and I've been working since May 1st. On May 1st, I went on for the first time on the air live. I'm actually talking on the air. I've been working overnights from 2 to 5:30 in the morning. I have actually been working on the air saying, this is Eric Taylor on Kissin' 97, and it's the coolest thing. I mean, this is something I've been dreaming of. And the best thing, it's kind of like a na-na-na-na-na-na to all my friends who said I couldn't do it. I mean, I know it's a bad attitude to have, but I actually did it. I'm actually doing something that I set forth to do my whole life. I said, I'm going to do this, and I did it. And not very many people can say that. There's hardly any that can probably say that in this life. It is the greatest feeling to actually fulfill your dreams. And the Radio Connection was the one that made this, the Career Connection was the one that made this possible.